Welcome back to my YouTube channel WC Coins World. Today we are going to dive deep into the fascinating history of the Washington Quarter. Dollar coin from the year 1988, a year that may seem relatively modern but still holds a significant place in the rich tapestry of American coinage. History. The Washington Quarter itself has a story stretching all the way back to the early 1930s when it was first introduced to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, was selected from a national competition, and the coin first entered circulation in 1932. Intended initially as a one-year commemorative piece, it was so well received that it continued into regular production and remains an enduring symbol of American numismatics to this day. The 1988 Washington Quarter is part of this long and proud lineage, representing not only a continuation of the iconic Flanagan design, but also reflecting the particular minting practices and economic circumstances of the late 1980s. By 1988, the Washington Quarter had seen decades of service in American commerce, having undergone only minimal design changes, primarily to the relief and minor details to accommodate updated minting technologies, and were concerns that had accumulated over the years. The coin's obverse still proudly displayed the left-facing portrait of George Washington, originally based on a bust by the neoclassical sculptor Jean-Antoine Houdon, whose 1785 statue of Washington was long considered the most accurate representation of the first president. The reverse of the 1988 Washington Quarter continued to feature the familiar heraldic eagle with wings spread, perched atop a bundle of arrows framed below by two olive branches, symbolizing both military readiness and the nation's desire for peace. The inscriptions, "Liberty" and "I in God We Trust," flanked Washington's portrait, while the word "Quarter Dollar" and "United States of America" encircled the eagle on the reverse, in a design that had by then become deeply ingrained in American culture and recognized across the world. When we focus specifically on the mint marks and production history of the 1988 Washington Quarter, we find that these coins were struck at three different facilities: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. Each mint played a crucial role in producing the nation's coinage, and each left its distinct mint mark on the coins they produced. The Philadelphia Mint coins bear no mint mark. The Denver Mint coins are identified by a small D mint mark located to the right of Washington's ponytail, and the San Francisco Mint offers proof coins with an S mark for special care for collectors. In terms of mintage figures, the 1988 Washington Quarter saw robust production, reflecting the demands of a growing economy and the needs of daily commerce. At the Philadelphia Mint, approximately 562 million quarters were produced, while the Denver Mint struck around 596 million coins. Together, these two facilities ensured that Washington quarters were plentiful in circulation across the country, ensuring that Americans from every walk of life handled these pieces in their everyday transactions. The San Francisco Mint's contribution to the 1988 Washington Quarter came in the form of proof coins struck in much smaller numbers and with vastly superior quality. Proof coins are made using specially polished dies and planchets, resulting in coins with mirror-like fields and frosted devices. The 1988 proof Washington Quarter had a mintage of approximately 3 million coins and was sold directly to collectors in sets rather than released into general circulation. These proof coins represent the pinnacle of minting craftsmanship at the time. The late 1980s were an interesting time in American coinage. The United States Mint was in the process of modernizing many aspects of its operations, including introducing more sophisticated quality control measures and beginning discussions that would eventually lead to significant changes in coinage designs and compositions during the 1990s. But in 1988, the Washington Quarter remained steadfast, a familiar and comforting presence in American life, a small but vital piece of everyday commerce. Interestingly, the composition of the Washington Quarter had changed decades earlier from its original 90% silver alloy to the copper-nickel-clad composition we see today. This change occurred in 1965 due to rising silver prices, which made it economically unfeasible to continue producing circulating coins with high silver content. By 1988, the clad composition of an inner core of pure copper sandwiched between two outer layers of copper-nickel alloy was well established, ensuring the coin's durability and resistance to wear. Collectors often look to the 1988 Washington quarter for certain varieties and errors that add excitement to the search. Among the more notable errors are off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and double-die varieties. Although none are particularly common, they add an additional dimension to collecting 1988 Washington quarters and can command significant premiums. In the right condition, particularly those graded by third-party services as mint state or proof 69 and higher. One specific point of interest is the strike quality of 1988 quarters. Coins from this era, especially those from the Denver Mint, often show relatively strong strikes with good detail, while Philadelphia Mint issues sometimes exhibit softer strikes, particularly on the high points of Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Differences in strike quality can make a big difference in how these coins are graded and valued by collectors today. It is also important to consider the role of 1988 Washington quarters in the context of coin roll hunting and bulk searches. These coins are still commonly found in circulation, albeit often showing considerable wear. High-grade examples, particularly uncirculated specimens or brilliant proofs from San Francisco, remain highly sought after and form an important part of many collections focused on the Washington Quarter series. The Washington Quarter series itself spans a broad arc of American history from the Great Depression through World War II, the Civil Rights Movement, the Space Race, and into the digital age. Coins like the 1988 quarter serve as snapshots of their time, reflecting not only artistic trends and minting technology, but also broader economic and cultural forces that shaped their production and distribution. Mint marks on the 1988 Washington quarter also offer insight into the regional production of American coinage. The Philadelphia Mint, founded in 1792, is the nation's oldest mint and by 1988 remained the largest and most important. Denver, originally established in 1906 to service the coinage needs of the growing Western United States, had become a major producer of circulating coins. San Francisco, founded in 1854, had shifted primarily to producing proof coinage by the late 20th century. Each of these facilities carried forward its distinct traditions and standards into the 1988 issues. The absence of a mint mark on Philadelphia coins is a point of curiosity for many new collectors. Originally, coins from Philadelphia bore no mint mark because it was the nation's only mint. Later, even as other mints were established, Philadelphia continued the tradition, and to this day, most Philadelphia issues lack a mint mark unless specified for special releases. This means that for the 1988 quarter, if no mint mark is visible, it was struck in Philadelphia. Conversely, the D mint mark for Denver and the S mint mark for San Francisco proof coins are small, but significant details that instantly communicate a coin's origin and intended purpose to the knowledgeable collector. Recognizing these mint marks is an essential skill for anyone interested in American numismatics and provides a window into the complex and fascinating world of mint operations. Another aspect worth exploring is the packaging and distribution of the 1988 S proof Washington quarters. These coins were not released into general circulation, but were included in special proof sets sold directly to collectors, housed in clear plastic cases that protected the coins from handling and environmental damage. These sets were produced with great attention to detail and quality control, although variations and minor imperfections still occur. For those interested in assembling a complete set of Washington quarters from 1932 to the present, the 1988 issues represent an essential link bridging the older silver issues with the modern clad issues and fitting neatly between the earlier 1980s coins and the upcoming changes of the 1990s, when the state quarters program would completely revolutionize public interest in the denomination. Understanding and appreciating the 1988 Washington quarter is vital for grasping the full story of the series. Coin grading plays a crucial role in the market for 1988 Washington quarters. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, with mint state grades ranging from MS60 to MS70. Proof coins are graded separately, with grades like PR69, Deep Cameo representing the highest quality examples. Grading considers factors like strike quality surface preservation luster and eye appeal higher grade coins, are considerably rarer and more valuable than their well-worn counterparts. The average 1988 quarter found in circulation today will typically grade around very fine to extremely fine, meaning moderate to heavy wear with major design elements still visible but flattened higher grade. Examples, especially those graded MS65 and above, are considerably less common and sought after by collectors seeking the best examples for their sets. From a broader historical perspective, the Washington quarter serves as a visual link to America's ideals and aspirations. The decision to place George Washington on the quarter rather than allegorical or symbolic imagery reflected a shift in American numismatic art towards honoring specific individuals, a trend that would continue with future coins featuring presidents and other notable figures. In terms of mintage innovations, by 1988, the United States Mint had long since adopted high-speed presses and automated quality control systems, allowing for the massive production numbers we see with coins like the 1988 Washington quarter. Improvements in die manufacturing and planchet preparation had also resulted in generally better strikes compared to earlier decades, though variations still exist. Looking at the broader economy of 1988, it was a time of relative prosperity in the United States. The economy was expanding and inflation was moderate, influencing the demand for circulating coinage. Strong economic activity meant a constant need for quarters for use in vending machines, parking meters, payphones, and everyday commerce, making the quarter one of the most heavily used denominations. As we dive even deeper into mint operations during this period, it is worth noting that technological advances were beginning to reshape the landscape of coin production. Computer-aided design and die making were becoming more common, although most dies were still prepared using traditional hubbing techniques by hand. Experienced engravers still played a crucial role in producing the master dies from which all coins were ultimately struck. The 1988 Washington quarter is part of the broader story of the Washington Quarter series, which would remain unchanged until 1999 with the launch of the 50-state quarters program, a program that reinvigorated public interest in coin collecting and introduced millions of new enthusiasts to the hobby. But the 1988 issues stand at the end of an era representing the last decade of traditional Washington quarter designs before the sweeping changes of the 1990s. The role of the San Francisco Mint in producing proof coins like the 1988 Washington quarter also highlights the Mint's shift in focus since the mid-20th century. Having ceased most regular production, San Francisco specialized in producing proof and later silver proof coinage, becoming synonymous with the highest quality mint products. Their 1988 proof quarters showcase impeccable craftsmanship with sharp details and brilliant surfaces that remain highly prized today. Collectors often seek out 1988 Washington quarters in original government packaging, particularly proof coins still housed in their official cases, with accompanying certificates of authenticity. Coins that have been removed from their cases or improperly stored often exhibit toning or other environmental damage, reducing their desirability and value among serious collectors. Market trends for the 1988 Washington quarter show that while circulated examples are still very common, uncirculated and proof specimens in top grades command strong premiums, particularly those certified by reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC. Coins graded MS67 and above are relatively scarce and can fetch impressive prices when offered for sale. Assembling a full date and mint mark set of Washington quarters, including the 1988 issues, is a popular goal for many collectors, providing a challenging but attainable project that offers insights into American history, art, and economics. Each coin in the series tells a story, and the 1988 quarter is no exception, capturing a moment in time at the end of the 20th century's penultimate decade. In conclusion, the 1988 Washington quarter is far more than just loose change. It is a piece of living history reflecting the enduring legacy of George Washington, the evolution of American coinage, and the technological advancements of the United States Mint. It offers collectors an accessible and fascinating glimpse into the past, while remaining an integral part of the present. Thanks to watching my YouTube channel WC Coins World. For more information about coin, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.